Check. Yep. Radio check. 1, 2.
Yeah, the thing about Neighbor, they had the same problem with the the 300. What is that? The GP300. Remember those fuckers? Fucking GP300. You key up and it's like. All those little solder contacts around the side of the circuit board. You gotta clean those, man. A lot of them were just smashed soldered.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
I've actually taken little thin gold contacts and just like soldered on them without solder being on there, and never had that problem again. The chassis still though is still fucking soldered though. Stop it, you faggot.
Mikey, if you're gonna fight with the radio, I'm gonna have to go get my bowfang and give you sirens.
Tired of that fucking faggot internet fucking faggot.
Yeah? Well, fuck shit.
Like somebody gave somebody in the psycho ward a fucking bowfang, you know?
How'd you know?
KJ4QYD.
Yeah, boy, did you? Yeah, that'd be kind of evil, wouldn't it? You just bought like a case of 50 of those really cheap Bowfang 888s. You could probably get them for $5 or $6, and you just went around handing them out to crazy people, and you put them on somebody's repeater you don't like.
Oh my God. Do that with the scum bums on the streets, you know, hand out both things on the same frequency so they can all talk to each other.
On a Mooney's repeater.
Okay, you want them to actually be able to talk to each other.
Because you know one scum bum's going to know the other. Is that you, motherfucker? Be honest with you.
W4 website. Yeah, and Mikey can actually be calling them come scum bum.
Can you imagine like a group of 50 scum bums that have both things at work? And you went come scum bum, kind of reaction you would get from that?
Yeah, but I can't imagine.
It's almost a worth of, it's almost worth the expense to do that, trust me.
Yeah, Robert. We can actually do that, and I'll program them to the 330 and have them all talk there.
And anything from I need money, and then you'll get another one, shut the fuck up, I need money.
Or I need beer.
I need beer money.
Fuck you, I need beer money. Fuck off.
If I had tons of money, it'd already be done.
Man, just go over to the Jackson area and downtown and start handing them out to all the bums.
The downtown Jackson area?
Yeah.
Gave you one. But you're a cigarette bum, so that's different.
No, I'm not the cigarette one.
Yeah, that's right. It's okay, Black Sheep. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right, but I don't smoke.
It's the Midnight Maniac, a.k.a. Goofy Mike.
That's the one that smokes.
It would be like kind of like bum fights without actually fighting, you know. So there, it's not illegal, you know. And you're only providing them with radios so they can communicate, which doesn't mean that it's illegal either. Because they're the ones you can do like a consent where it's illegal for you to talk, but if you talk, well, maybe nobody will ever find you.
Only Goofy Mike with the 3-element beam and the Icon 80AD.
It's the 80ADD.
No, Goofy Mike has ADHD.
It's the 8080HD.
I need beer money. I need crack money.
Check this out, though. If you handed a radio to each bum and said, look, all the homeless people are getting radios now where they can communicate, talk to each other, and try to get help, you know, blah, 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 make it seem like it's kind of like a service kind of thing. Can you imagine what you're going to fucking hear on the repeater?
That'll be all day and non-stop, man.
Holy shit.
And the funny thing is, when, you know, hearing them fight with each other. Hey, Margaret, you gave me crabs.
God, I'm really thinking about the repercussions, but also the percussions.
Oh man, you know, we grab a couple of VHF ones, you know, like what Robert said. You know, we all program them to the 330 and, you know, let them have at it.
The 330 don't work, bozo.
Yes, it does. I key it up all the time.
The 145 330?
Yes, you can key it. No tone.
Not supposed to be on the air.
You can key because you're all the way down there. I bet you right now I grab my bowfang and I can key that.
And check this out. If you just told them, look, you don't have to stand on the road anymore, holding up signs saying, you know, we'll work for food, or, you know, I'm this. So, you know, here's a now you can reach out to everybody and try to make money. And it's like you'll see less people on the road, more people on both things. Holy shit, do you realize how chaos that would be?
Yeah.
We'll do like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, you know, just Fort Lauderdale, for instance. Hey, you're in Fort Lauderdale? Yeah. Fuck you, motherfucker. You trying to take my money, my beer?
Trying to take my beer money.
Lauderdale bums are gay.
You remember bum fights? Somebody was going around paying bums to fight each other, and did they get arrested for that or something?
Yeah, like the time that bum ate that guy's face.
Well, that's because they were on a fucking drug, which is the same drug they've been feeding kids and everybody to go around and shoot kids in school. But anyways, the fact is that, yeah, it's before that.
No, it was a black Haitian guy that attacked the bum in front of the Miami Herald building.
Yeah, I can't keep you 330.
I think that bum, that bum, because that bum, I think is the same bum that used to hang around my friend's warehouse in Miami. He used to walk around in the warehouse because he worked for him. He hired him to help him, move shit around in pallets and stuff because he bought auction shit. But I think it's the same guy because he used to walk around going, I didn't kill nobody.
Oye, Mikey, ¿ya deja la cosa, baby?
Coño. Pinga for you. Just remember that.
¿Cuánto tú has tomado? Si nada más que me fui a mirar Harriet Tubman por 1 hora y media nada más, papi.
Still can ream your asshole. Asshole's been reamed out.
I love this repeater so much.
WD4JKX. Goofy Mike's lonely. He needs company.
I didn't kill nobody.
You don't need to kill nobody, baby, but I'll still give you a massage.
True though, it's a true story though, that bum, I'm not making it up, I think he was the same individual that got his face eaten out. From what I remembered through the whole thing, but, yeah, he used to walk around the warehouse and shit, just go, and then he'd go, I didn't kill nobody.
He was sending DMR.
Dude, my friend Avi had a warehouse over there of just south of 79th Street, and you would go, I think it was like a few blocks down from 79th, and you would make a right, which would be going east, and there's like warehouse district over there. Does anybody know that warehouse district?
Did you say Augie?
Avi. A-V. Avi.
I thought you said Augie.
Avi was a crazy dude, man. He knew a lot about everything. He's one of those dangerous dudes. He wasn't like the smartest chip in the block, but he knew about everything, A lot of things that probably more than other people would want to know kind of thing. But he bought all kinds of auction shit. Yeah, he had a warehouse in the corner, and it was just one of those corners where it's in the middle of Miami, It's just where all the bums hung out and shit.
Carter, did you find your radio?
No, Goofy Mike doesn't want to sell it.
How would you assume that you don't want to sell it? I'm trying to make it work for you, bro. I'm putting the grill in right now because I didn't fully finish the grill in the radio, so that's what I'm doing right now.
You already had the radio fixed.
Hey, what about my radio?
You can't play with radios intoxicated.
I can, but they might not come out correctly.
I thought you said that radio was already fixed.
Yeah, it is, but it wasn't, because I never really finished. I just want to make sure it's correct. And the screen, that's all. That's all it is, just the screen part. All the speaker and all that shit's done. It's just the screen part.
How about you just turn over the radio, sir, and we'll figure out the rest. How about that?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, when are you going to fix my radio?
Remember, your radio will be done, trust me on that one.
Oh, shit. Hey, I'm a paying customer, unlike Cutter.
Were you a nurse, Mike?
Cut buying the 800, the Icon 80 off of it.
In the ass.
What does the ICOM 800 do?
It's not an 800, it's an Icon 80 AD. It's a dual band.
How big is it? 6 inches? 7 inches?
I don't know, Goofy Mike's someone who knows.
Why? You can just look it up online. I usually like measuring them. I usually look at them and make sure that the radio is at least 5.75 inches to 6 inches.
No, Mikey's favorite radio is the horse cock, the MRK.
No, an Astro Saber.
That's my favorite radio, the Astro Saber. That is my favorite radio. That's real departments had those radios. Actually, I used to have an MX350. It was fucking amazing.
I love those radios, man. I love the MT500 Slimline, F350s, 360s. I just want an original one again, man, just to have one, you know. I got an MT500 thicker one, but I lost all the modules inside. I don't know what the fuck happened.
The crystals, I got from this old man, and really would love to see where he was at. When I was in the Cherokee County Marshal's office, and I was a firefighter, I got an MX350. Freaking beautiful that he synthesized for me. I guess you burned the crystal numbers in there or some shit like that. I don't know how they do it. I just know it was synthesized because it was S for synthesized. And unfortunately, I lost the radio in the storage facility. I couldn't pay for it, and they fucking sold it, and I don't know where that radio went. But it was a real working radio with channels from Cherokee County.
Great. Hey, Mike. Yeah, W4THM.
Go ahead, man.
I don't think anyone synthesizes those radios anymore. If not, I wouldn't get one.
Call me KJ4QID.
QID. Yeah, W4THM. Give me a number that I can got questions for you.
Hell yeah, man. I just love those radios. I even had a Slimline GE. There was a GE radio that they made Slimline, man, and it was the fucking coolest looking radio ever. Even though it was crystal, man, that shit looked awesome. I mean, I've had RCA radios. I've had RCA radios that were like a white color. Their shits were awesome too, man. I had some old radios back in the time, man. Sometimes I wish I had some of those just to have a nostalgic time, you know? Because a lot of that shit you can make now, freaking synthesize if you want to. Just by putting synthesized modules in there, you know, replace the crystals, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but my MX350 was synthesized, and they kept on telling me, why would you want that huge radio? And it had like 34 channels. And I used to, in the Police Explorers for Coral Gables, they used to have G's. They used to have G's, black ones with the silver top, and I used to use those and the I want to say the HT600s, which I have one here, VHF. I just don't have anybody to program it.
HT600 where Crystal with a little PL module that was on the bottom there. But I have HT90s sitting here that are UHF.
Oh man, HT600 is computer programmable.
Mike, KI4PDX.
Yeah. Right now. I'm thinking the HT600. Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Yeah, but go ahead, yeah.
Give me a landline, please. Let me know when you're ready to copy, and I'll give you the number.
Go ahead.
And I used to have HT90s and HT440s. Those were all crystal radios. Do they even sell crystals anymore? Can I buy crystals?
I think you can. I don't know if Christie still makes crystals. But that's right, you're right. I have two HT600 UHFs sitting here right now. But yeah, you're right. I confused them because I'm a little fucked up. But anyways, the person with the landline, go ahead.
KI4PDX. Mike, are you able to key up the new repeater?
I can with the beam, but for some reason it's not solid. I've been trying to keep the new repeater down south, up north, UHF. When I use the beam, I can actually key it, but it's not solid.
All right, give me your number or take my number down and call me.
All right, what's your number?
561-364-4255.
All right, got it.
So is Christie's, like I can find him on the internet?
As far as I know, nobody's making crystals anymore.
Because I can get me a nice Motorola MT500, bro, and get the battery, a cut-rate battery, and just have them give me the crystals that I want, and I'll be happy.
Dude, nobody makes crystals anymore. There are none. There are no crystals available. Now, HT600 is synthesized, so that can be programmed. And you can actually get those on eBay fairly cheap, like $20 a radio. Hardest part is finding batteries. HT90, there were some that were synthesized, but not all. But the HT90 was one of the first synthesized. The MX350S, 360S, those were synthesized. And those you could find, but it's kind of hard.
But what does synthesize mean? From what I understood when I had mine, the guy said that he had to like kind of burn the prom in there with the frequency numbers or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. There's a chip in the radio that designates the frequency. But on some of those really old radios, there's only so many empty slots. And once they're used, that's it. You have to replace the chip. And that's where it becomes a problem.
Well, I have an HT600. If someone can program it for me, I'll pay you.
You need to talk to the daytime crew about that. I know there's some people on here that could do it.
I mean, it's just like a project. I mean, I have the new battery, I've had the base. It works because it connects to the Coast Guard. And the other 5 channels don't connect to anything. So I don't know what they are, but I wanted to have them redone. So what do you think is the, let's say, latest radio that anyone should buy these days? Like the XTS 3000s, XTS 5000s. Those are like the latest models. They're still 20 years old, but if you don't want to buy an APX.
You're asking the wrong guy. The only reason I'm into the commercial radios is because they're dirt cheap right now. Well, that's more of a question for Rolly. He follows all the higher end radios.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a radio from Rolly, a VHF.
Depends on your budget, man.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't have that many bills, and it's me by myself. So all my money's mine. I don't have any kids. I don't really talk to my family because they're useless. It's just me, or me and my roommate, you know, and we help each other out with stuff.
I mean, in that case, just you can pick up an Apex and get a VHF and UHF. Then you only need one radio. I mean, they're not cheap, but they're out there.
Yeah, I know. I saw one for like 15 or 1600 UHF and VHF. That's all I need, because let's just say if I want to get the fuck out of Florida and I want to go to Portland, or because I have a friend that lives in Portland or California or whatever, then I use a VHF because they're probably, I want to say 80% VHF over there.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Either way, if you get a dual bander, it doesn't matter. And, if you can try and find one with front keypad, that would be even better. Because if not, you're going to have to get the programming cable and buy the software.
Yeah, no, I always try to get full keypad. To get the programming software to put it in the laptop that I there's this guy, Blue Max or whatever, that sells you the, like for the XTS 500, the XTS 5000, I have the cable that supposedly you just put in the USB in there, and then it downloads the programming or whatever. However, I don't know what's wrong with my laptop, but whenever I see where it goes, or if it doesn't, I don't know if it's doing anything.
Well, you need to have the software.
Yeah, supposedly that it's called Blue Max 49ers or something like that. The USB that's attached to the cable that's attached to the part that you put on the radio to program it, it comes, once you plug it into the USB, it's supposed to download all the programming stuff, you know. I tried to do it with this E.F. Johnson, but it wouldn't, so I sent it back. I got the cable that goes on the COM port, which it works perfect, and for some odd reason, I have two programming ones, 2.8 point some shit, 10 or 16, and then I have 2.16.10, because the radio that's happens to be the full keypad is older than the fucking radio that's limited keypad. So I had two programming softwares for it. But what I'm going to do is, I mean, later on, finish all my little projects, I'm going to buy an XTS 5000 because I have the cable for it with the USB. And if it doesn't work, then I'll send it somewhere to be programmed. I'll pay somebody to program it.
Yeah, you should be able to find 5000s. All the Astro and Astro 25 stuff is pretty widely available. You could probably even find another. You could probably find another E.F. Johnson if you want to just keep them all the same.
Well, the E.F. Johnson that I found, the 7414, that cutter says it looks retarded. Most of the radios are never going to see what they look like, kind of, because I wear my vest carrier, and they're in the front, and I have a public safety mic. If you look at the picture that I sent a picture of me so everybody can see who I on the WhatsApp thing. But there's this really nice guy that I met from, his name is Carlston. He's from the Civil Air Patrol, CJ Radio Solutions, and you know, he's the one that hooked me up with the programming and that and helps me out with whenever I have an E.F. Johnson problem, which he's fixed all of the ones that I've had.
Yeah, I've never messed with one of those 5100s. Like, I know of them, but I've never messed with it.
Very easy. Very easy. They're really nice radios. They fit really good in the hand. What can I tell you? The only weird thing is that the speaker is to here's in the bottom. But again, when I put it inside my vest carrier, I have a public safety mic, so I'm always talking and listening to this public safety mic, so I never have to take it out. The only reason that I would ever hear from the speakers when I have it just without the mic. That's why I have two of them. I have one with a mic, one without the mic. The one with the mic is the one that I use for work. And I really feel like buying this E.F. Johnson that, I don't know who told me to buy. It's a 7510 or 7540, 7500 series. It's kind of small. I usually don't really go for small radios, but, you know, for $25 is not bad. And, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I would just buy it just to buy it. Para comer mierda.
Yep.
I sent that to, ¿cómo se llama Eric. I sent it to Eric. And he was like, wow, that's a good deal.
Check. Check, 1, 2. Did that noise go away? I just went through the alignment procedure. How does it sound? KI4ZYV. You guys still hear it?
It's better.
It sounds like you're with God in the heavens.
Te dio voz de hombre.
Alright, no, yeah, it was fucking sky high, bro. That shit was jacked the fuck up. Hey, Robert, see if you can hear it. I'm gonna give it a dead key real quick. Let me go to a quiet area here real quick. So there's no echo. I'm just gonna give it a dead key and let me know if you hear anything.
I hear it very, very faint, but that could also be the repeater. Because I don't run tone squelch on my radios, I run carrier squelch. But it's definitely way down there. I have to put my ear up to the radio. So it's an improvement.
Yeah, I factory spec'd everything. I went through, matter of fact, shit, the power levels were all out of fucking whack. The radio was putting out 8 watts. This shit was jacked the fuck up. I don't know, it didn't blow up. Yeah, I put it to put 4 and 1 and 4.
Yeah, since I did that whole conversion from a Model 2 to a 3, all the tuning values were all out of fucking whack. So I just realigned it and I did a deviation adjustment too. How does the audio sound? Does it sound nice and loud? Because it was way down, like the levels were down. It wasn't deviating at 3 kcs. Now it's at 3 where it's supposed to be at.
Oh, the audio's better. Before, you sound like you had one finger in your nose. Now it sounds normal.
Yeah, no, I adjusted the audio deviation, the compensation limiters also. Now I got to go through the front end alignment. I did the transmitter, and now I'm going to do the receiver alignment.
So, Sergio, let me ask you a question when it's clear.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me ask you, like, in your VHF, si yo te digo, oye, can you put like a separate little, like if you change the PL tone for me, can I have like 2 of my guys or 3 of my guys, if I ever had guys, working off just that VHF with that special PL tone?
I mean, no, because the thing that I mean, like for commercial purposes or for amateur purposes?
Well, they would be for amateur because I would make them get their amateur's radio license, but it's just so that we can talk, you know, without any interruptions.
No, not really, because I would have to put a PL table, and basically, that won't be able to happen. I would have to put a PL table, community PL. That would be a whole bunch of stuff, and then if you're using it, then we can't use it. It's not like DMR where you can have 2 slots, 2 conversations going on at the same time. No, but yeah, and also I heard you talking about bro, I'll help you out with the programming of the HT600. Just bring me the radios, but what I need you to do though is, so it makes my life easier, write down exactly what you want in there, the frequencies that you want, and that's it. I don't know how many channels the HT600, I don't mind, I'll program them for you, that's no big deal, bro.
It's 6 channels. And the 6 channels and it has just squelch or no squelch, that's it. It doesn't have an A, B, or C or anything. It's kind of simple.
Okay, so 6 frequencies. So the 325, the 925, Franks, the 700. I would put, let me see what else. There's nothing really on VHF. I would put inner city on there, receive only inner city. I would put no weather radio. And Marine channel 16. There you go. So I'll put the 325, the Franks, the 700, the 147-700, or is it 147-700? The 146-925, the channel 16 Marine, inner city, and no weather radio. Now you got your 6 channels. That's how I would do it.
What is inner city?
Inner city is a channel that they use on VHF. Carrier squelch is 155-730, I think, or 720, and it's basically for people to talk, for agencies to be able to talk, police to talk to other agencies like Dade to Broward, Broward to Dade. All the agencies talk on VHF, and it's in analog.
Okay, and instead of that, you think I'll be able to hear Homestead from here?
Homestead's on P25, or they're in digital. You're not gonna hear them on. I don't know. Are they, Robert? I don't remember. Are they on P25?
Yeah. If you're interested in a radio, Adele, get with me. I have them already set up.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just, it's just basically to hear whatever they say. I get kind of bored when I'm sitting in a car, and yeah, I do have a laptop, and there's only so many movies you can watch, but, I have to get out and watch the property or watch the whatever. So I like it better where I can just listen to that's going on, you know, just for my entertainment. And then when I need to call somebody for help, I can just come back to one of the other channels.
Bueno, a lo mejor te conviene lo que yo tengo aquí, because I got several, look them up. Oh, that's my dog, by the way, playing with a toy. P7100. I got several of those P7100 handhelds. They're Maycom, and they're already set up with Homestead PD receive, and then they're loaded with all of the VHF ham frequencies. What I do not have are batteries and chargers. You'd have to get your own.
Got.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. You can get that on eBay, or I can, you know, that's not a big deal, battery and charges. Battery, I use cut-rate batteries, and they usually have the batteries that I want. And I usually get the ones with the biggest milliamp, just because, you know, I work sometimes 12 hours. When I do start working, 12 hours, 15 hours.
Well, these things do VHF P25 and they do ham. So they're already loaded up with Homestead, which is, I think, the only people left on VHF. Homestead PD, y entonces tienen toda la repetidora, and simplexes and a bunch of other shit already loaded in there.
Yeah, they're the only ones, and then I know Customs and Border Protection, most of and Border Patrol are on VHF here, and then the Federal Protective Service is on UHF, on P25, which I don't know how to fucking do, so.
TSA is also VHF.
Who's that?
TSA.
TSA.
Yes, TSA. You know, the people at the airport.
Oh, TSA, right. TSA is also on. Yeah, because it's government. They're on, everybody in the airport, U.S. Customs. I used to work K9 and with the SET team, contraband enforcement team. And everybody's on VHF. I really like VHF. I grew up on VHF. That's what everybody was around. With the county was on VHF, with the MX350s and 360s, and Hialeah with the MT500s. So I grew up. That's why I like VHF. Besides the point that I'm always outside, you know, and outside is better VHF, supposedly. I don't know how well it's going to work with the buildings.
Well, being outside is great. But, yeah, VHF works better through foliage, UHF works better through buildings, which probably explains why Homestead has hung on to VHF as long as they have. Because there's a lot of rural area still out here. But anyways, well, most people here have my number, so, you know, if you're on the WhatsApp thing, get my number from Sergio or somebody else, whatever. I'm going to go take a shower. Later, everybody. W4THM.
Yeah, boy.
And who's W4THF? Is that, is that Robert or Alain?
Robert's W4THM.
That's Robert, W4THN? Okay. I have some here, but I don't have his here.
M, as in Mike.
Copy that.
Whiskey 4 Tango Hotel Mike. And I'm not on a WhatsApp group. So you're going to have to get my number through somebody on the WhatsApp group. All right, I'm clear.
Oh, se va Papa Robert. Oh, yeah.
Cut, are you still on?
Why, yes, I am.
Gunner, what do you do for work?
Maintenance.
You sell Thin Mints?
No, maintenance.
You work tomorrow? It's 1:26 in the morning, bro.
Oh, yeah, but I only sleep like 3 hours only.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same way. Like, if I didn't have to go to sleep, I would, like, if I would really have something to do, I would just go out and patrol and shit like that. Because I don't really sleep at night. I sleep better in the daytime.
So you work more overnights then?
Well, I'm trying to stop that when I get back into it. Now, right now, I'm on unemployment. And I'm waiting for them to start paying me my money so then I can use that money to go and find work and you know, go to different businesses and try to regain work back and stuff like that, you know? But I need gas money and stuff like that. And remember, I have a dog, so the car is always running.
Did you say you have a Chihuahua?
I hate those dogs. They're all right, but I hate them. No, I have a Belgian Malinois. Very beautiful.
I don't even know what kind of dog that is.
Are you on the group chat already? I'll send you a picture.
I've been on the group chat.
Yeah, Monday. It's a picture of me that I sent in earlier, so everybody could see who I am, and then I just sent a picture of Jigsaw.
That's not a canine. I thought a canine is a German Shepherd.
No, everybody's wrong. Okay, let me school you real quick. They're called canines because lo comillo, the top and the bottom, just like a vampire, just like you, if you have those kind of vampire teeth, those are called canines. And so that's why the dog is called a canine. C-A-N-I-N-E, but they just use K-9. That's what a canine is. That's solo comillo.
Okay, no, because I thought they always only use German Shepherds.
No, any dog can be a canine. In Food and Drug Administration, they use beagles. They call it the Beagle Brigade. And they find food and stuff like that in your luggage. You have German Shepherd dogs, which is GSD. That's how it's really called, the German Shepherd dog. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's because it's from Germany and that's how they said it, so they kept it that way. Then there's the Belgian Malinois. There's the Dutch Shepherd. Other dogs that they use in other police departments are Dobermans. Rottweiler, which is my favorite. I had a Rottweiler for 11 years. His name was Hooch, and that dog was amazing. I had a German Shepherd named Max. And then I got Jimmy, who hated blacks on bicycles. And then I gave him away to an officer because he wanted him. And then I got Jigsaw.
Roger, no. Rottweilers are security dogs, so that they use at the junkyards or these places to protect.
The junkyard uses any kind of dog, really. Okay, the dog gets used to how I started training dogs. These batteries suck, both of them, bro. I need to get me like a real good new battery. How I started training dogs was with this guy named Miami Canaan, and he used to come around at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and bring the dogs in with food, give them food and water, and they were just any kind of dog. And basically, they're just used to, you let them out, the guy lets them out in the afternoon or in the early evening, and they just run around and they just bark at everybody. Some bite, some don't. And then in the morning, I come in, I put them into their cage, and then that's it. And that's their life, forever.
Well, the dogs I like are the Basset Hounds.
and those are really good hunting dogs. I actually like bloodhounds. They're really good dogs to find people. When they get on a scent, you have to roll with them, you know, run a lot. But they drool a lot, and I don't really like the drooling so much.
Yeah, but to find a basset hound around here, they ask too much money for a basset hound.
Como 1,000 algo, yo creo.
Yeah, but those dogs tend to get sick real easy because of their ears, and then you gotta be on top of their nails.
Yeah, any dog that has long ears, do you know what the ears are for, right?
To hear.
Exactly, the ears. The ears are long and hit the floor because they collect all the dog, all the scent of what they're following, rabbit or human or whatever it is, cadaver. And it helps to scoop it into the dog's nose, and that's why they have long ears.
Roger, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why basset hounds, los salchicha, the dash hounds, the basset hounds, the bloodhounds have the long ears in the bottom because it scoops up all the dirt and all the scent, and then it helps the dog pick it up with his nose. It's really cool, but they drool a lot. If you like drool, then you're good.
WD4, JK. Yes, and the other dogs I like are the pugs.
KO4DEF for station ID. Anybody else want to chime in?
No sé qué le pasó a Barril.
So, yeah, the pugs are okay. They snore a lot. Because I have friends who have them and they snore a lot. That's just a dog that doesn't do really anything. They bark when somebody's there and then that's it. They go back to the couch.
Yep, those are more like sleeping dogs. Alright, where'd everybody else go? Everybody 110.7?
I'm trying to see if anybody hears me on my VHF. Every time I put it on channel 5, it disconnects what's that shit that you put all the other plugs into?
What you talking about, the microphone?
No, when I transmit with my VHF HT600, when I'm on channel 5 usually, and I click, it disengages the whatever support. You know where you're plugging, it has like 6 in the wall outlet, and I put it in the thing, and it has like 6 plugs.
Oh, you're talking about the programming cable?
The protector in the wall, whatever the hell it's called, it snaps it off, like the fuse. It hits the fuse, so I have to turn it back on.
Oh, okay, yeah. The only radio I got is the MT1000. MT1000.
What are you looking at now?
I think I have that similar radio, but it's an MT1000.
Yeah, the MT1000 is actually, it should be 800 megahertz. Because the HT1000, well, the HT1000 is black. And those are really good radios, the HT1000. And I think the MT or MTX 1000s were 800 megahertz.
No, I have the MT1000, but that's UHF.
Let me look for it.
It has 2 knobs on the top and a toggle switch.
the MT1000, and then they had one that was like 99 channels, and it was just like push buttons on the top. It has a turn-on button, and then if it's more than 16 channels, and then it would have like a push button up and down.
Yep, I'm going to see if I can find another MRK VHF, but I'm not going to pay $405 just for a freaking MRK. The UHF one I got it for like $20.
And who programmed it for you? Rolly?
No.
Oh, Rolly has some Harris radios, D7100s IP that are really nice, he says. I actually saw one. It was pretty nice. They're kind of like almost the E.F. Johnsons. That's one of the things.
Those are the radios I'm telling you about, Adele. I have some of those same radios. P7100 handheld VHF.
Repeat, I didn't copy that.
Those are the same radios I'm telling you about. I have some of those.
Right, I like those. That's what I'm telling him. I like those better than the MRK. The only the reason I like the MRK is because the battery slides in on the bottom. But I'd rather have the P7100s or IP or whatever, because they're really nice looking. That's what the state troopers have, and Bay County has a lot of police departments. Tampa police have them. They're really good. Actually, I think now they're probably changed to the APX, unless they went with the new Harris XG100 or whatever it is.
Well, something cool about the P7100. There's a guy on eBay selling AA battery kit, AA battery case for it. Apparently, Macom commissioned a run of AA battery cases that fit the 7100, 7200, I think the 5100, all of that style radio. And there's a guy on eBay that has them. They're like $20 or $26 or something. But that's what I did. I totally skipped the whole charger battery thing because I mainly use mine for listening. So I just got AA cases, and I got some high capacity AA's and a good charger.
And it works?
Shit, yeah. Man, I can have that thing going for like 14 hours listening to PD.
What are you selling them for?
Well, remember, I don't have batteries or chargers. I have radios and antennas, brand new antennas. I don't have batteries or chargers. So, for the ones that'll do Homestead, PD, I want to get $100. And if you want one that's just analog, that's already loaded with all the ham shit, I was actually going to take those to the Ham Fest and sell them at $40 each.
No, I want the one for $100.
All right. Well, I got like 3 or 4, so like I said, get my contact info from somebody. All right. Macaón me voy a dormir. Así que esta vez de verdad. 7-3. W4THM.
Se quedó mío con radio prendido.
Oye, pero before you go, they're VHF, you said?
¿Cómo?
You're right. Holmes said it's VHF, yes. Okay, so I want that one. So, I'll contact you tomorrow. I want that one. I'll have the money tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people on here got my number, man. Send my number for somebody. Okay. Yo vivo en el fondo del mundo. I live in Deep South Homestead, 304 and US 1. So, You know, you might want to plan a road trip. All right, I got to hit the hay, bro. I got to be up at 9. W4THM.
Copy that. Thank you.
At 9, you still got plenty of sleep.
It's me and you, kid.
WD4JKX. And then there were silence.
I'm here.
Oh, I thought you went 10-7.
KI4ZYV. Guys, I'm going to bed too, man. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Solid 73.
I'm so glad I'm unemployed.
KI4ZYV, and I'm clear. You guys have a good night. See you in the morning.
You too?
You're not unemployed until you start getting unemployment money.
You're right. Well, Sergio, if you need any assistance to hold the line or something, let me know. I'm free.
Got it, bro. No worries. I'll let you know, man. Yeah, I'll get with you sometime this week, man. Go, drop on by those 600s, man, and we'll knock it out.
It's only one. Uno solo.
All right. You got it, brother. All right. KI4ZYV, clear.
Many channels is at 600.
Station ID, standing on the side.
The 600 is probably like a 5 or 6 channel.
Ese que tengo, el HT 600. 6 channel. It's really nice radio, bro. I've had it for a long time, and I had it in the closet. And then when we started working on the VHF, I figured, I can use this one now. You know, so I'm happy. You know, it's a really nice radio. It's a big radio. It's like 7 inches tall, and it's, you know, it fits your whole hand. It's an incredible radio.
Well, if you want to get replacement batteries, you're never going to find the original one. You're going to have a different colored radio. You're going to put new black pants on it.
Yeah, the radio is like a light gray, and the new battery I bought from Cut Rate Batteries for like $34 is like a dark gray. But that's all the way they come, you know, unfortunately. Unless, I don't even know if Motorola would even have these batteries still.
Nope. That radio's sort of like a brownish color, creamish color.
Well, you can say creamish, I'll say grayish. Yeah, I think it's grayish. Because it's like a light gray, entonces abajo. Because they came in 2 colors. There was an HT 600, and then there was an HT 1000 that came in a dark gray. So what happened was the HT 600 is a light gray, the HT 1000 is a dark gray, and when they stopped making the HT 600, they were still making the HT 1000, and those as it was dark gray, that's how you ended up with the dark gray batteries.
Well, yeah, it's like a light gray, but the battery's a dark gray, so you're going to tell it doesn't match, like with the original battery.
Alright, what can I do? I can't do anything with it. I mean, ya, no me importa, pa' carajo. Así lo pongo en mi vest carrier y me compro un speaker mic. Y ya.
What radio is that? The one you're using on the picture with the with that microphone with the antenna sticking out?
That's the EF Johnson 5100 ES full keypad. Very nice. Both of my radios, the limited keypad que tiene los 6 cositas adelante, and the full keypad are both field programmable. So I can take this one right now, and if we're working somewhere together and you said, hey, let's get on this frequency, I just go in there in the programming, and then I go up and down with the arrow keys, and I switch the frequency. I go in the system, I think it's in the system PARMS, whatever the hell it's called, and then I change it. I go into the receive, transmit, I go into the BL tones from DCS to CTSS, and I put it in, and boom, it works. Ahí mismito.
How many channels is the Johnson? Anything. All I heard was and you cut off.
I think it's 512 channels.
Oh, okay.
It could be more, because it's by zones, the way I have it. So Zone 1 has 16 channels, Zone 2 has 16 channels. Every zone has 16 channels, you know? And I don't know what, and the AB and C, what I use it for, one is for high power, and then when I switch it, it tells me the frequency number. Like right now I'm talking, it's 449.325, but when I release...
So it's like DMR by zone.
Yeah, and then how I have it labeled, it says date, county, or CO, date CO 33. Did you copy that? It said, on the top it says date, county 305, and then in the bottom it says SARNet 3, because that's my third zone.
Roger. No, mine's I got it as date, county 786. There's 786 more popular now than 305. It's very rare to get a 305 area code.
You have to do it in the mornings. That's how I would get my people, like, when I was in Metro by T-Mobile, if you wanted a 305, you have to come in the morning. Como if we open up at 8 or 9, yeah, by 11 or 12 they were gone, and the only ones that were left over was 786 in the north end, and then 786 in towards the Keys.
Oh, that's what I got out of a Metro piece of shit, because I want a 305. Nope, no 305. Oh, we only can give you 786.
No, eso es mentira. Eso es porque ellos lo quieren buscar. But I'm a good person, so, you know, I would ask I'm a person that I would ask my customers. So basically, I say, you want a 305, a 754, a 98, you know, a 786 or whatever. And then it would tell me, if they say 305, I said, if you want a 305, you're going to have to come back tomorrow if I can't get it now. Because it pops up on the screen. We can only give you the first 7 numbers, or the 6 numbers. The last 4 we never know.
Yep. Ah, pues yo me salí de Metro piece of shit. I got AT&T.
Well, you know how it works is, like I have T-Mobile for myself. I've always had T-Mobile, which is why I went to work for them, because I really liked T-Mobile. T-Mobile and AT&T are GSM. And how it works is, how it works is, T-Mobiles get preference, and then secondary, depending on the traffic, then Metro gets time slot, let's say, preference. And then after that, Simple Mobile is ours too. So they get the last of the last.
WD4JKX, yeah. But now I'm going to switch, so I'm probably going to get Verizon, because everybody says Verizon's the best phone company.
Verizon is the best fucking company. Not more towards, I'm going to say Portland. They use more Sprint, I guess, because of the mountains and stuff. But for cities like New York and stuff like that, Verizon is the best. Now, if you don't plan to travel outside the United States and use your phone, then you get Verizon. They're a little bit more expensive, but I never had any disconnections whatsoever with it. Like 2 or 3 years I was with them.
Yep, I don't even know if Sprint's still around, because I don't hear of Sprint anymore.
No, we bought Sprint. T-Mobile merged with Sprint, so we can use their 600 megahertz, which goes further. So we can use them on these things for the cars and stuff like that. Like I had this thing in my car that would tell me when somebody would open my car, would touch my car. I would have like 6 gigabytes of Wi-Fi in my car. It gave me roadside assistance, whatever it was like for. I used to get it cheap, but now it's $30 a month. Since I got fired, it went back to normal. But I was paying like $750 a month, so I used it for a few months.
Yeah. Well, I don't even like. All I use are Android phones. I don't even like the iPhone.
Yeah, I don't. I like my Apple. Have you heard of those radios like the Motorola TLK100? Motorola came out like a thing, or I don't know if it was Motorola first or the fucking Chinese came out with it first, but it's these new walkie-talkie like Zellos. They have Zello phones, and it's a phone, and you put a card, so you pay monthly, and they use LTE, so you can talk like a walkie-talkie nationwide. Motorola has a TLK100, which I would think that would be good for truckers, since they're nationwide.
I heard something about that, but I'm not really too familiar. But yeah. No, I only had one iPhone in my life, and I said, you know what, no more. You have to have iTunes, iCloud, whatever it is. No. So I just switched back to an Android phone, porque el iPhone es muy complicado.
Pero tú no eres un millennial, ¿verdad?
No.
Because the millennials think they are complicated. Okay, I'm older, so I'm used to paying for songs and records and stuff like that. Millennials weren't used to that, so that's why some of them choose not to get Apple, because Apple makes you pay for the songs, and where Androids you can get them for free from wherever you use, but I'd rather just pay 99 cents or $1.29 for a song, and that's my song, The only thing that I hate about it is that if you ever stop paying them, like I used to pay them $9.99 a month to download as many songs as they want or whatever, once you stop paying that, I don't know why, but you can't get into your system. Like your songs won't play, which I think is bullshit because you paid for them.
The only thing bad about the Apple phone is, if the phone's already like, let's say a certain amount old, you can't upgrade anything more. You have to buy a new Apple phone.
No, that's usually after 5 years, I'd say. Because I've had my Apple phones since they first came out in 2007. And it's after so many upgrades, but the upgrades should take a few years, 3 to 5 years at least.
Well, maybe it was around that time. I know I had it for like a few years. Y después like when I tried to do that that thing of the iOS, whatever, upgrade, it wouldn't let me upgrade to like the other one, so I said, you know what, no. And the phone was still good.
But it could have been because you bought the 16-gig phone and it didn't have enough memory. That's why you never buy the first phone. You always buy the middle one. Like, I've never bought the 16-gig. I've always bought the 32 or 128. Now, this one that I have now, the 11, is 64 gigs. But I don't mind getting the 64 gigs because I pay $2.99 a month, and I have 50 gigs extra of memory a month. Everything, all my pictures and everything goes to the cloud. You know, nothing stays to the phone. The phones, the ones that I have here, I can delete them, and they're in my cloud.
Which iPhone do you have now? The last one that came out?
Just a regular 11, because I don't give a shit about pictures. Just a regular 11. And I tried, mira, yo compré antes de este, because I can change whenever I want. I had the Google Pixel 4 XL, very nice. It was a cool phone. But the problem is, well, it was just me. I tried, you know with Apple, you can put your Apple iCloud information in your Google phones. You just have to go to the computer and go to your Apple iCloud and get a specific code. And when you do it, that's the password you're going to use, that specific code. And then later on, you enter your own password. But my pictures were not coming out. Like when I would get an email, my pictures were not coming out. And I think that's part of the problem, that they don't let you see all your things. You don't see pictures. They tell you about the email, but you don't see any of the pictures that come with it. And with Google, all the Google stuff came out, but then I would have to keep on deleting the cache or the cache, whichever way you want to say it, so I can leave more room, and I never had to do that with my Apple.
But the last one that came out, what is it, the XS?
The Apple 11, the Apple 11 Pro, and the Apple 11 Pro Max. The XS was the Apple 10s. I think it came out Apple 10X Max, 10X, 10S, 10S Max. I don't think they came out with a Pro, because then the 11 came out, and then you had the 11 Pro, and you had the 11 Pro Max.
So I wonder how the the XS Max has been out.
It came out before you, you little skinny bastard.
Oh, look who's there, Adele.
My boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo. How you doing, boo-boo?
Doing good. We're just talking.
Oh, yeah, well, talking to Cutter or Black Sheep, that's all you're going to be doing.
Well, I love Slim Guys, but he doesn't go my way, so, I can't hit on him.
Only Mikey swings.
No, I think if you show them like a Cobra 29 or, something like that with sideband, I guarantee you'll swing their way.
Cobra 29 doesn't have sideband unless you add a sideband board to it.
So what's this SSB?
Single sideband.
Right, so what does it do? Is it frequencies that I can add to this that make it longer, better than VHF?
No, that there's none here for VHF or UHF. That's more for like HF and 11 meter CB stuff.
Oh yeah, well I ain't gonna do none of that shit. Cause I might get my general, but I'm not gonna be on high frequency. I can care less about that. I'm not gonna talk to fucking France. I'll let somebody talk to France if there's an alien invasion.
Well, they have UHF sideband too. You can do UHF sideband, which is pretty interesting.
Well, VHF and you, but no one hardly talks on it, you know, but those radios, they don't even make them anymore. They used to.
The Yaesu 100D does it, man. I can swing sideband on UHF. It's fucking awesome.
It's probably FM, no AM.
No, it's FM sideband.
But who do you talk to?
Nobody, because it doesn't work great right now.
WD4JX. The only radio I had that was sideband was the ICOM 211, but that shit didn't even have a PL. It was just FM and upper and lower sideband.
Why don't you wait till you can afford $1,000 or $2,000 radio and get yourself the fucking Motorola APX Harris XG100P or something like that it's called.
I'm not gonna pay that much money for a handheld.
Why not, bro? They look really nice.
If you lose it, drop it, or break it, you just lost $2,000.
They can withhold. Because when I was in the police and everything, and I would drop it, I would, you know, the most that would come out was the fucking battery, and I just had to slide it back in, you know?
Yeah, but that's the first few times. After a while, it could crack or whatever, you know, depending how old the radio is.
Okay, so then you recase it. You just have somebody recase it for you.
There you go. Mikey's an expert on recasing radios.
That's right. I recase everything.
Hey, Mike, do you remember if the Motorola HT600s, they never came with a public safety antenna?
I know they did come out with intrinsically safe, but that had like a little special dot or some shit. But no, you know, it's the funniest thing is like the two 600s that I have here at UHF, they all have black batteries now because they didn't make any batteries for the 600 now. So what's cool is if you can get an original HT600 battery, figure out how to way to cut the bottom out and then recase it. So that way it's original still.
Did you get your battery from Coverage Batteries? Because they got dark gray. You know the HT1000 came dark gray.
Yeah, I know that. Which is funny because the HT1000 that had the top display, it looked like the 600, but it was the top. There's like this little tiny top display on top of it.
Yeah, I saw those are like the 99 channel ones or something like that. That you had two little switches that you could go up and down, and you can switch the way it looked. Like if you were looking at it from on top, you can switch it so you can look at it the other way.
Yeah, somebody that has one right now that I think I can get it from, but those are very rare, man. You don't see those.
I mean, I just kept this one because I bought like, I don't know, like 6 of them for my officers because there was this one guy that he owns his radio company over there by Banks Road, and he said that he had the only VHF network still that he bought from Bell South a long time ago, and he's kept it, and so I said, okay, I'll buy the fucking Motorola's and the 600 so we can use it for us. Because I didn't want to go crazy, and we're always outside as security officers, public safety officers, we're always outside, so I really didn't care about being able to get into buildings because we're always outside, just like customs. They're always outside. Border Patrol, they're always outside. So that's why they use VHF.
Hell, even back in the 90s, I used to do repo work, man. I used to go out there and fucking grab people's cars, man. I had my little Chevy back in the day where a little fucking hitch would fly out of the bed of the truck, man. It was cool as hell.
I met a guy that he owns supposedly the biggest. He lives in the Keys and he owns the biggest repo company. He uses a lot of. Everybody uses them supposedly, and I think he's the one that has those guys that drives around with the small cars, but they have the license plate readers in the back windows.
Yeah, this is just a company I helped out just recently. Called Final Notice. Imagine that, a repo company, Final Notice. But yeah, they had tag readers. I had to fix one of the tag readers they had.
You know how to do that? That's pretty cool. What I don't like is that they know they're not supposed to do certain things, and they do them. Like, they know they can't go inside your house if your gate is locked. If you have that's why a lot of people lock their gates with a chain. They know they're not supposed to go in there. And if they pop that fucking chain and they go into they go in my house, I will blow them fucking away for being in my fucking house. Because I know my chain was locked.
Oh yeah, every right. You know, that's the thing about it. These guys will do whatever they can, but yeah, if it's locked up, they can't do nothing. Truth is, when you buy a lot of these lot cars, these lot of used cars and stuff on lots, they put cheap-ass tracking devices in the car. So once you drive to your location, you've already gave them the maps of where you live. So drive somewhere else and then find out where it's located in the dash and then remove it.
Yeah, we used to put GPS locators on some of when I worked for the dealership, on some of the cars that were questionable. And there were these two black guys who were trying to keep the car. It was a Chevrolet Impala, but we tracked it down, and then, you know, my boss says, put on your uniform. And I'm like, all right. You know, I didn't give a fuck. You know, they were trying to steal the car. So I put on my fucking uniform. I went with my car that still had lights and siren, and then I hit my air horn and stood there with my gun and with my vest. You know, the way I look amazing. You're not gonna second guess me. Break. And they gave us the fucking car. They trashed that fucking car, bro. It was disgusting. But we took the car back and fucked them.
At the time, I worked for Interstate Detective Bureau, and the funniest thing is his place was in the middle of an executive airport, which means that when we did repo work, we took somebody's car. They had groceries in it. They had whatever, you know, plus whatever in the car. So people would come and try to get their car, but then they tried to retrieve their property, and it's like, well, you know, there's storage on that, and people would get fucking irate, man. They would get so fucking mad, bro. I mean, Spanish women would come in there, you're the devil. You're the devil.
Yeah, I remember that one time I was late, like a couple months, because I had just changed from what I was doing which was protective service to picking up dead people. So I had an excursion, but I still had my lights and siren, but the guy was nice. You know, I left him the car outside, whatever. And then he was like, listen, man, I can't give this to you now, but come by my place and, you know, you can take off all your lights and siren because I know that's worth a lot of money to you. And then you can just reinstall them when you get the car again or whatever. So that's what I did.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Repo businesses are a cruel thing. I wasn't proud of it, you know. To be honest with you, working for the main man from Interstate Detective Bureau, he was he knew kata real good. You know, he was like a karate guy. He knew a lot of stuff. He didn't take shit from nobody, kind of shit. You know, he just typical fucking Simon and Simon guy. You know, where it just it's all about the money shit. You know, but more even serious than that. Whereas you know, hardcore kind of thing. And so funny. He actually hired me to build him a tracking device to track cars. So that's what he hired me to do. So I was building him a tracking device at the time. And here I'm like fucking 15 years old, something like that at this time, 17. And here I'm building a tracking device, you know. But I ended up being a repo guy after that. So I drove his one-ton dually to, you know, his Chevy pickup with the tow hatch that, you know, the tow thing that would fly out the back of it. It's pretty cool as shit.
Hey, Cud, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. WD4JK.
KO4DVF for station ID. I was going to say something, but I can't remember my battery. This fucking battery is dying. I need to buy a new battery for these fucking radios. And they're getting hot as fuck, so I guess I'm talking too much.
Could be. I finally use the handhelds when I go out. Here, when I'm in the house, I use the base radio. What's going on? KJ4WW.
But that base radio must be getting hot, too.
Oh, I got fans on it.
Okay. Well, whenever I have money, I think I'm going to buy either the Harris I think it's called XG100P. That's like whatever the fuck they're called, broad spectrum. And it has all four spectrums, which I don't think I need all four. I think that I strongly believe that having all four spectrums fucks up the radio. So I was thinking about the Motorola APX and just get a UHF and VHF because that's really what I need.
That's why it's good to have a dual band.
But I would have to definitely get the big fucking battery to make it taller. Because I don't like it small. So I know that they sell the big, tall battery that you can put it on.
Hey, Dylan, I want to tell you a story. It's funny.
Go ahead.
A friend of mine, he got a call in a tow truck that a car is in a pool in a retirement home. We pull up there, and I walk up, I'm just standing there, and he sees the car in the pool in the retirement home. He jumps in the pool, to latch it up and, hook it up so he can get the shit out of the fucking pool. And, all the old people were complaining about he didn't take a shower first before he jumped in the pool.
That's fucking funny, and it's true. You're supposed to take a shower or rinse off all the bad stuff you have on you before you get in the pool.
Fucking, I swear to God, that camera, man.
How much radios do you really have, Mike?
I don't even know at this point. I lost a lot of them due to a recycle guy who was being a little asshole because I didn't help him out for that day. But other than that, I still got quite a bit.
That had that little box in the back that made that little noise, like Hialeah Police used to have them a lot. And it was supposed to be that for them, they were supposed to have a city map on a screen, and basically when you hit the PTT, it used to go, and then you used to talk, and then it used to supposedly light up where the officer was or whatever, but that never really got to work.
I had gotten a microphone that had 3 circuit boards in it. And it was a pretty large microphone, believe it or not, but it was a microphone that was specifically designed for being encryption. It had processors in it and everything, and it was an encryption microphone. And I don't know where it came from, but it was a real encryption microphone, man. I wish I would have kept that shit together. Because I took it apart because I was really amazed at how it was designed. There was like 3 processor in there and everything. But it was an encryption microphone. I don't know if anybody even knows what that is, but it's amazing.
My hand, Mikey.
And it's not like fake encryption where you hear sideband. It was true encryption where you hear freaking static.
You know, I really wish that they can still would be able to fix those HT90s and HT440s. The antennas would fucking break a lot because they had that metal part of the antenna where you click the metal part in and you just turn it, switch it around, and that would break all the time. But anyways, I remember going to Radio Shack and telling them, I want the crystal for Hialeah Police, and it was like 146.325 or some shit like that.
No, I have an T440 that originally came from NASCAR. It actually has NASCAR, writing on it and everything. But it's a real HT440 handheld UHF, man. Yeah, I know a lot about those radios. I used to repair them a lot.
Really, that's awesome, man. I really like those radios. The HT90s were the first one that they brought in the school systems. I remember because I was, like I said, I was a senior officer and I was the only fucking 14-year-old punk that would walk around with a walkie-talkie. I love walkie-talkies. That's where I got my, wow, I love this shit. This is so cool. So I had the HT440, I had the Motorola Slimline, the MT500 Slimline. They had the regular ones. Man, I used to touch those things, and it was amazing. Like, I had a really good life. I had a really good schooling and a really good child's life. It was amazing.
I know. I got an MT500 sitting here that, like I said, I don't know where all the modules went. Not just the crystal modules, but all the modules. But the frame is still good, the front is still good, everything. But I don't know where all the rest of it went, man. It's like, damn. I want to get one back together again, because that shit's so old that the plastic it's gotten real brittle. You got to be careful with those.
Wow. You ever heard of an MT500 cutter?
No, not really.
Man, let me tell you something. Those were amazing police radios. Great color. They had usually most of them had them 3, the volume, I think like a squelch, and then it had, the channel selector. I don't even think back then they even had emergency channel, like emergency thing. You just fucking yelled 315, and that's it. They were just like, like a dark brown or black with silver, and even some of them, like Miami Police, they had the HT220s, I believe. They were like a dark blue, They were, and then the battery was inside. You would use a quarter to take the plastic out, and it's an orange battery, and you would change the orange battery, get a new orange battery. Those are really cool radios. Like the clicking sound, even of the PTT was amazing.
315.
Funny is, quite a few years back, I was going with my dad to Battery Plus. And here's on the counter one of those batteries for an MT500. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how the hell are you still selling this battery? Unbelievable.
Say, what's a 315 cutter?
Yeah, what's a 315?
Well, a 15 is meet an officer. Any number with a 3 in the front is an emergency. So if an officer needed help, he would say 22, 32, 315. Clearly, he either had to give the address or they would know where he was at already because he had gotten a call to that specific place. So, it would be, like 2232. Well, in Hialeah, 2100 units were daytime, 2200 units were afternoons, and 2300 units were midnights. And then sometimes, like 2310 was the sergeant, and then 320 or 2110 was a sergeant, 2112 was the sergeant in zone 2, like that. So you would say 2300 to 315, and then everybody would fucking all out with lights and siren. If they say 334, 34 is a disturbance. So everybody would all out because it was a big bar fight or something like that.
K4WW.
KO4 DVS.
The thicker ones with the really...
I think Kent wants to get in. I heard Kent.
You would see those in New York a lot.
Hey, let's give a break.
No, basically the MT500 was the workhorse of the primary patrol units. They were either on a DHF or UHF system, a repeater system back then. Thank you, Cutter.
I know. I heard you there. So I think that's Kent, but I just heard you a little low.
They're 360s.
I've been trying to get in for a while, but thank you.
Just in the radios, man, because I've been in the radios, man. 360s, 350s, 320s, man. I still have a lot of parts for that stuff.
The best thing is, or the coolest thing is that if you had I used to have an old MX3 350, and the charger, right now, if you would put in a Motorola Sabre or Astro Sabre, the battery would fit inside that charger. They made it so it could fit in it. Or they built a special cup that you could put in it and slide it in there so you can use the same charger.
That's right, yeah, KJ4Q80. How about the Motorola Expo? I have an Expo laying around here somewhere.
That was that little one, right? Little small one that, let's just say, like the police chiefs would use.
Yeah, man. 2-channel Motorola Expo and crystal controls. I love those radios, man. They just look too fucking cool.
I don't really know why we went to 800 fucking megahertz. I think that was the stupidest thing to do. I guess maybe it's because they wanted to just give the police their own shit, you know? I mean, I know we took it from Nextel, and we bought them all from Nextel. And I guess maybe that's why they took the 800 megahertz, because it was the last one, and it could still penetrate to buildings, but I still think 800 megahertz fucking sucks.
I used to put them around 800. It's just that FCC was expanding frequency range, and they used 800 as public safety. That was the most important thing. They put them higher as they would use the business band for B&U. But let's say, let's put public safety higher. So I think that was a good thing, actually.
You think so? I don't know if it was a good thing. And I still remember the police officers always having complaints. I'll tell you what, the best freaking 800 radio that I've ever used was the Motorola STX. That was a bad-ass radio.
I mean, think about low band in New York, for instance.
I think New York is just going crazy because they're using fucking Nissan police cars and Toyota police cars, and they're just using any fucking kind of car. They think they're in fucking Africa or some shit like that.
Even taxis look like the old taxis, but newer, and it still looks like shit.
Yeah, they don't... I know that they used the Motorola Sabres, but then after 9/11, not the fire department, because I think the fire department was good, but I believe the police department had so many fucking problems, and then they went to this other bidder. I can't remember what their name was, but they were like smaller radios, and because I was just looking at earlier at like the presidential on YouTube, like the presidential escorts through New York and shit like that. And then I was, just to look at the police officers, and they were having these small-ass radios. I can't remember what company it was, but I was, like, in shock.
You know what? NYPD radios. It was the 5000 series NYPD radios. And if you own one, it's stolen, but... somehow they haven't been distributed to the market. And I really want one of those, man, because it was a top...
What is it? What is it, a 5000 radio?
I don't know.
I think your radio is going dead. So is mine is going to be soon.
This radio sort of looks like a Saber, but it has a top display.
You're coming in 1 by 2. Can't hear you. I don't think any of us can hear you.
Okay, how's this? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
The NYPD radio was specifically made for the NYPD by Motorola. It's a 5000 series radio. It says NYPD on them, and it has a top view display. And I forgot what, it's a 5000 series, but I can't remember the beginning. But anyways, nobody owns one of those. If you do, it's stolen. But, man, I want to get my hands on one of those fuckers really bad.
Yeah, but that's after 9/11 or before? Because after 9/11, they used a smaller company. I cannot remember the name right now, which gave them smaller radios and gave them exactly what the infrastructure needed. I remember that.
This is way before all that. These are 5,000 series radios, so can't think of the name of them right now. But they said NYPD on them, man. I have a radio right now that's an XTL 2500 that specifically says New York maintenance, maintenance whatever. But it has New York inscribed on it, man. It's pretty special, man. I'm going to keep that radio because that one's going to my mobile. The XTL 2500 to me is like one of the best looking fucking mobiles ever. It was a two-piece unit at one time where, you had a remote head, but I ended up buying the bezel and stuff so it makes it all one radio. But I want to get that shit programmed so I can use it on the repeater. But, yeah, it has NYDOT or something on it. It was a DOT radio. Yeah, but the NYPD handheld was something 5,000. It was a 5,000 series Sabre type radio. It looks just like a Sabre, but it had a top display. As in, if you had one as a demonstration, you got some special radio.
Oh, yeah.
Motorola made those radios specifically for New York, believe it or not. NYPD wanted radios that did specific things, and they made the radios to their custom. So that's why those radios are pretty special.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's cool shit. Look them up, man. Look up NYPD radio, man. You're gonna be like, holy shit, that shit looks badass.
Yeah, I have one here. It's a Motorola Sabre. I set it on the top portion. It's a Motorola Sabre in black, and it had a little small screen, and then it had 3 orange buttons. And it reads, because there's another one. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
One lucky motherfucker that had one that was like a demo, and he was asking about it, and people were like, hey, that's a stolen radio. But it's like, no, it's a demo radio. Which people don't realize that Motorola made demo radios for different bands, too. Like right now I have a Motorola Sabre SI that is legitimately made from Motorola UHF. Well, if you ever look up Motorola Sabre SIs, they were always made in 800. They were never UHF. Well, the one I have is a demo UHF, which is very fucking rare. And the funniest thing is that there's people saying that they never made Sabre SI's UHF. Well, here you go, buddy. I got one UHF. I could probably sell this radio for a lot of money.
Yeah, I can't remember who they made it for, but I remember reading about it. The other company that I was saying that made the radios after 9/11 for Motorola that won the bid is Vertex Standard, which says Motorola VX Those were the radios that were supposedly used, which I have seen some police officers with them in NYPD, the VX459.
That's so funny. But yeah, that's 9/11. This is like like NYPD radios. Those are pretty. When you're talking like a radio, man, some people go to like that specific classic kind of shit. And the NYPDs were the 5000 series radios. I can't think of the letters before that or whatever, but they were the 5000 series. And there were Sabre-looking radios. I think they even used the same Sabre battery, for instance. But there were custom radios made for New York NYPD. They were black with a top display. Really fucking cool.
Yeah, you know the ones that I really like, which I almost bought 2 of them in VHF, but I wanted to make sure that somebody can program them for me, is the Motorola Sabre R for ruggedized. Those are badass radios.
Oh, I still want to get an original Sabre. I still love those radios, man, because that was a whole specific fucking radio in a whole nother realm. They were really particular. You had to be careful about programming them because you did something stupid, you locked the fuck them up, you know? You can't just change shit when you lock them up, but yeah, the original Sabre, yeah, man. Those are hard to find now, like full keypad kind of shit.
Yeah, Sabre 1, 2, and 3 model. But because after those Sabres, which were all analog, I take it, then they became, the SI, I think, was the first ones that were digital, I believe. And then they came out with the Astro Sabres, which are the ones with the teal-colored buttons. And I believe all those are analog and digital.
Mikey.
Exactly. I have 3 Sabre SIs right now, bro. Those are worth money, man. And one of them is an original UHF made by Motorola. And people say, oh, they were never made UHF. But you got to remember, Sabre SI, when they went from Sabre to Sabre SI, that was the new style. But then all of a sudden the technology jumped to the Astro. So the Sabre SI only had like a little mirrored time of its brilliance. And but they did come out with a UHF Sabre SI because everything was made 800. They just automatically made it all 800. But then the Sabre SI started getting more involved, and they said, well, let's make some demos of UHF. Well, I got one. I'm proud of it, man, bro. I am so happy to have an original Sabre SI UHF to just prove people, hey, this isn't fucking doctored shit, this is something that Motorola did. But, yeah, go ahead, Ken.
I already hung the microphone up. I didn't think I was going to get in. Which are they're Astro Sabres or Sabres, but they've got the blue buttons, and they've got the encryption switch, which when I got them, I was told they still had the encryption module, attached. They've got the rocker switch on the right, What models are those?
Well, the Astro Sabres, but the SI has the same rocker switch, believe it or not. Which I haven't dealt into too seriously, but I think they're still encrypted. I'm not sure what they do in encryption because they're shorter in a radio. Like the Sabre Astro is longer, but the SI is shorter. But the longer Astro, that much more room was where you can put the encryption module in, which is the same encryption module you can use for your mobiles too, like the mobile that just get hit by lightning for me. Thanks to lightning, fucking lightning, thank you for the Spectra Astro. My lightning just ruined one of my nice Spectra Astros, man. You believe that shit? Anyways, the point is that the Saber SI is shorter, which they didn't have that encryption module thing in there. So I don't know. They still have the same switch there, so I don't know if it still means that it's encrypted as well or not. I haven't dug into that much further, but I know the Astro Saber is where if you have that encryption module, that's what that switch does, you know, or wherever you assign it to. You can assign the switches to do anything, you know.
I've got one left over. I have one of the, I assume it's a regular Astro. It's got this switch on it, but it's got all, of course, all blue buttons, the full keypad. And then I've got another one with like half a keypad, blue buttons, and it's longer. And it says Astro on the bottom. And that's the one that is supposed to work. We have had things set up to where it works in parts of South America. That was the negotiating service, you know, hostage recovery. For part of what our company did was negotiate to get the executives back if and when they were kidnapped down there.
Okay, so the first Astro Sabers were made for the military, but they got so popular that
I bought it brand new. My UHF one here, my VHF one still also looks fucking mint condition. And I have a box of them still here that are all 800. I think I have a couple 900s in there too. I don't know. But I still have quite a few 800s.
For you, man.
Good stuff, KJ4QNE. Yeah, man. That's cool, but I'll still look at yours, man. If you need a program to get on the repeater, man, I'll do it for you. I got the software, all that, but Adele, yeah, man. Yeah, it's cool that you know all this shit from the back in the day. Bro, I mean, I grew up with Motorola radios that were tube type, you know, half solid state, half tube, or more tube and all the other ways. I grew up on that shit, man.
All right, I'm back. I'll have my Kenwood now because my other ones ran out of fucking battery. So I don't know if you heard me or not, but the Motorola Saber was made for the military. But it got so popular that the police departments started requesting it. And then they started making special models like the SI, and then the encryption model that went in the little part in the bottom, the little square part in the bottom after the speaker. That's where the encryption model will go.
Yeah, all my radios have encryption modules, but yeah. Saber SI has the same switch for like the encryption, but it doesn't have the room for the encryption modules because it's quite smaller. The encryption module fit on the bottom, that's why it's longer on the SI, I mean the Astros, but yeah, man, cool stuff. The original Sabers, yeah, man, they made several different types of those, but you just you had to be very careful about programming them. That's the only thing about those the Sabers, the original Sabers.
So how much will you sell one of those Sabers for?
The VHF here, for the fucking antenna, man. I lost the VHF antenna, the original antenna that goes to it. It's somewhere in my room, so I gotta find it. But I have a mint condition VHF with a good VHF antenna that's not broken or cracked or anything. And I'm trying to find the damn thing, and I can't find it.
But I usually use the wideband antenna. You seen that one that U.S. Customs uses?
I haven't seen that one. But it just reminds me, though, when you look at an old movie or something, see like an the MT500, and you see that little W-ass fucking antenna on there. I mean, that antenna's smaller than Cutter's dick. I mean, it's just tiny.
No, look, it's, let me go into my fucking eBay. It's, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Hold on.
Cutter, I'm just using it as an example. Don't feel bad about it.
It's the, hold on, break. It's the VHF 136 to 178 wideband antenna. Oh yeah, I don't think they fit on the. They're Heliflex and they're wideband. They use them a lot more for the XTS 3000s and 5000s.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know what the one I have is, but it works okay on VHF. And the VHF radio programs directly with the software and the ham band, so you don't have to, hack the software to, work at it. But it works fine. Yeah, man, that's cool. I'm not really fond of VHF. I don't think I'll ever use VHF. That's why I don't care about it. I'm strictly UHF, and, I'm a nostalgic guy where, I love to save all, radios that are mint and all that, but it's like at the same time, it's like, if I have it there and somebody else can use it and, enjoy it, to me, it's more important for somebody else to use it, you know what I'm saying? Because why are you going to keep something that you're not using,
I agree. See, I have the motor, I want a VHF radio because I'm in patrol work and most of my work is outside. So basically, I'm never inside, and VHF is better outside. So I think that with using this duplexer and whatever the hell and whatever that, I think the VHF networks would be better for me as I'm outside. Now, if I see that there's nobody talking or that there's that I'm getting a lot of interference or whatever, then I'll just keep my UHF. But I want to try the VHF.
Exactly. I mean, I got this UHF Sabre SI from my friend. It's an original Motorola. I think the serial number is number 1, matter of fact, which is really crazy. It kind of makes it even more special, but the fact is that he got that radio original from Motorola as a demo radio to use on UHF bands. And here's the thing about it is if you ever look in the history of Sabre SI, you'll notice that people do write-ups about it and all that stuff and say they never made any radios, Sabre SI and UHF. It was all 800 and all that stuff. But they seem to forget history where demo radios came around. And demo radios were never really popular because they were only specific to so many radios. So had that information to make that call. So here I have an original Motorola demo UHF. I just love it to death, bro. And the fact that I have it is just like so amazing. But I think to me, like, I just want to stick with UHF, so I want to say, hey, I have a Sabre SI UHF original, Astro original in mint condition. I could say, hey, I have a VHF, but you know what? I don't talk on VHF. I don't know. I don't need VHF personally. I just, just keep nostalgic. Here's what I think: is keep nostalgic radios within your frequency range. You know what I'm saying? Why keep something in the frequency range that you just don't like or you don't use? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me ask you, do you think, because I watch, like Border Wars and shit like that, since I used to be in that, and I see them that they have VHF. Now they have, actually some of them, if you're looking at the program, some of them still have the Sabre radios, and some of them have gone to the new XTS 3000s or 5000s, whatever. Which they have that wideband antenna on it. Anyways, do you think they also use like what do you call those things that they put in orbits, like digital antennas in space or whatever, that digital towers or whatever, I don't know, I can't remember the name, that they use for transmission and stuff like that? Because sometimes when they're hunting down people, I see them raise their radio up in the air and use their mic so they can get out to speak.
I mean, that's like a question asking what's the lottery numbers, because you never know who's the person who's doing the programming and vice versa, the radios. So therefore, you're never going to know what the format or frequency range or whatever they're doing. You never know what they're doing. So everybody has their own idea and specific ways of saying, hey, I want to be more special than you. So you never know what's going on with that situation. But I mean, hell, when I went to the recycle place, the DEA used to drop off all kinds of cool shit. And one of the things that I got was a little transmitter in a little aluminum box. It was a little tiny, tic-tac looking size box, all aluminum with an antenna coming out of it. I was like, wow, this is cool. Took it apart, experimented with it, found out what frequency it's on. They use lithium-ion batteries with high capacitor batteries. So technically the lithium-ion AA would charge the high-capacity capacitors. So when it would transmit, it wouldn't draw from the battery. Pretty cool idea behind that. But anyways, it transmit on the global frequencies that tracked whales and stuff like that. So here's the DEA using a device that tracked probably drugs and what have you on this particular frequency, which is the same frequency used to track whales. And yet, it was never intended for that, but that yet they had that specific thing where they could use it. You believe that shit?
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, I used to get all kinds of cool shit from the DEA from the recycle place. Specialized receivers. Freaking nice little cases with, when you open up the Pelican case, it was a Sony high 8 recorder in there in the middle, and it was 2.4 gig receivers with switches and shit. Bro, man, some cool shit, man.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some water. KO4 DVF station ID. I'll be on the side for a second.
Water? You mean alcohol. Okay, yeah, 10-4, KJ4QID. Hey, Kent, so you still have a B and U, you said, or do you have 3 Astro Sabres?
I have 2 of the plain ones. They're not the ruggedized units, but they're the older ones without, any buttons. And then I've got 1 VHF with red buttons, 1 VHF, 1 VHF with blue buttons, and the encryption switch anyways. And then I think the larger Astro, the larger Astro one, on the bottom list is Astro Saber. I think that's a VHF with full blue buttons. And then I have another VHF with blue buttons. Do you follow?
Yeah, I hear you. I have to check that out, see what you have, because I have a lot of here with extra cases, I have tons of 800s of full keypad faces and stuff, which is easy to change for a lot of the radios, so it's all in the, the software.
And one of my friends, Jim, built me from scratch a DOS computer for programming, and I got all the program disks from somewhere, even down to the Maxon stuff. All that is packed away in the pod in storage right now.
Roger's on that, yeah, okay. Well, I'll help you out with them, man, so, I can help you with that. Easy enough.
One of these days, I'll meet you. I've got a Yaesu, the audio, the microphone audio needs to be turned down to a reasonable level. The guy bought it from, utilized one of those Bluetooth carry-around Icon mics. I guess he boosted it or some damn thing. The faceplate where it comes off in 2 pieces. I need to have the control plate with the readout attached to the back of that detachable unit. So it's in one piece instead of 2. And then it'll probably, snap right back on properly. But it's a nice twin band, twin band icon. 126. You don't mind looking at that. Going okay with your wife and your mom?
Well, man, I just, I had a lot of radios I just lost recently, Had a falling out with their cycle guy. Tons of Spectras, mobiles, to a whole bunch of Motorola handheld radius, P50s or 60, I don't remember. And they were all VHF. Stuff like that. I lost a lot, man. And it's really sad to the point where he would rather take friendship over material. But you know what? That's how you learn from people.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before. I don't quite. I think you're going okay with your lady, and sometimes it's better. You could end up. They could end if the guy had it out for you, this recycle guy, as you were saying. You could end up with something that was stolen and not just thrown away or purchased by him. you know, for some reason he turned out hateful. Find out who wrote the letters about the Sinclair stuff, single air.
You're asking me if I wrote the letters? I don't know if I'm in the right state of mind for that.
No. It was your son, Air. Somebody accused you of something a while back. Remember, that's all. Did you find out who started that trouble?
I don't know, because I didn't own a radio. You know, I don't even own a radio and all that shit. But it's just amazing how you can be accused by something, by somebody saying something, you know, and then somebody fucking listening to it. And the funniest thing about Sun Air is there's new people in there. Like, there's a whole new section of people. But, you know, those section of new people get a wind of something and they have no idea. And next thing you know, they're trying to make themselves look good because guess what? You know, hey, this employee used to have some type of radio apparently because they heard it over a radio or something, which is totally false to begin with. And yet, trying to give you judgmental fucking things and legal activities and shit like that. Well, you can come search my place. Come over and fucking look. I ain't got shit. I got no warehouse. Come here, fucking look, bitch. Stop sending me fucking letters, man.
I agree with you.
Fucking goddamn company is fucking going downhill anyways. Because of the COVID shit, everybody's not even working in the place. The fucking company's scrambling to find out, you know, they're needing help right now because nobody's working in the place. You know, it's just going downhill. I mean, I think that since I've been gone, since I was there, the lady left that was the, I can't think of it now. What are the people that take care of your human resources? There you go, thank you. There's been like 2 or 3 other human resources have been there since then. You know, and a lot of people died. There's a couple people that died in the place. A lady that got cancer that I knew personally, and especially an older guy, he died too. It's like so many people have left the company. Unbelievable how bad that company is, man. They treat people like shit in there. They don't give anybody raises, no less either.
J4WW after applause. Was that the same company by any chance where that guy who took the turboprop off, you know, the ramp agent or whoever he was, he took the turboprop, you know, and flew it around, did loops, and then committed suicide? Is that part of the same company?
I have no idea, but I wouldn't be surprised, Kent. Let me tell you something. People got fired there just because they refused certain things. And the thing about companies is they seem to treat you really good. It's like they did treat me good there at the company because even though I was a slacker and, you know, tendency, but it wasn't all my fault. It's because I was dealing with medical issues, you know, with my leg and shit. I've been in the hospital because of it and blah, blah, blah. And people physically seen my fucking leg, but yet I still got hassled over it and shit. And, you know, the point is that the end result is that people can't handle the company. The people that do, boy, they're just kiss asses, you know. And guess who the kisses ass are? Hindu people. The Indian people that work there, they're all kiss asses. they make you look like the fucking asshole when you're working hard for the company. And this is the funniest thing is they make you look like the asshole and you're working hard for the company because when things that they promised the boss, the big boss, doesn't go their way, they have to make you look like the asshole. So you're the one to blame for it because they don't want to be blamed for it because they don't want to be fired. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And, you know, hundreds of years ago when their country was taken over by the British and the British military and the aristocrats with all the English protocol and the double standards, you know, of the wealthy with titles and all that. That's where they learned, you know, to be humble and kind of deadly at the same time when it comes to passing the blame.
It's so funny, Joe. It's just that here I'm getting certified letters and letters, and I just return to sender because you know what? It ain't about me. You know, you guys need to look for yourself because you're going to listen to somebody fucking listening on the repeater, sending you a letter or something saying that I own a radio or something from your company, but yet you can't recall or you can't find out or you don't know or anything of the sort that I have a radio. You have cameras, you have things, and yet you don't see me walking out with a radio. You can't say, hey, there's a missing radio. Where did it go? Now we're gonna have to do investigation, and you're gonna hear me on the radio just blabbing about some bullshit, and yet somebody's gonna take a recording and say, hey, I'm the one to blame because I have that, and then you're gonna send me certified. Fuck you. Come in my fucking place, and you can search all you want to, and then guess what? You're not gonna find anything. I don't have a warehouse storage shit. I have everything I have here. Alright? You know, you can do what you want, whatever the fuck. Tired of the bullshit already. You know, it's just stupid bullshit. But, you know what? Because of this COVID shit and everything, it's probably scrambled all their fucking minds up anyways. The point is that the company's fucked up, and it's just proof of example how fucked up the whole company is, and people leaving the company, ran by idiots, and then you got people in the company who buy parts. Another Indian motherfucker, for instance, who has no concept about buying good parts to make a quality product, but yet would rather research to buy the cheapest products to make himself look better at the boss. But when the end result happens that all the parts fail, guess what the Indian fucker does? He blames the people in the floor that they're the ones that are the problem, not him.
Pretty amazing.
Tell you something. I spoke up for myself. I told my boss, which I knew before he was even my boss. I knew him way before he even worked for the company. And I told him to go fuck off. Alright? Pretty much ended my relationship with Sun Air.
Okay, let's switch. You're too frustrating, man. Besides, you know, I know what you're saying, and it's very predictable. Certain people, you know, in management can be very, very predictable, and they have a way of surviving, you know, within the company, and they might be there, gosh, a whole 19 years, and they may have to make 20, and after all that lying, before they can even hit 20, the whole thing crashes. And they have 19 years of investment, and the return is nothing.
The problem as B is that the fact that the company tries to survive itself. And, you know, you have a Indian Hindu boss who is demanding and blah, 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 and convincing that, you know, it's almost threatening in a way where, you know, you have to show numbers to this fucker, you know? And at the same time, you got a boss that's trying to prove himself that's saying, hey, here's the numbers. But the numbers aren't matching because they have no idealistic way of fashion to how to fucking perform a business, how to make it better. But yet a boss can, at the same time, the owner of the company can go out and spend $200,000 on a fucking night at, you know, night at Roxy's, you know, and, you know, you can switch your head back and forth all you want and drink all you want, and it's a write-off. But the fact is he wouldn't invest in anything in fucking, test equipment, things that we need to make the fucking company better. Does that make any fucking sense? I'm being angry about this. I'm just pointing out something about this particular company who has deliberately managed to make themselves look like fucking idiots. Hey, if you don't believe me, look up the history about Sun Air and look at the comments on it. That's all I have to say. I was the best thing for Sun Air. Trust me on this. People kept me there. They needed me there. I did amazing things for the company. KJ4QID Friday. I did amazing things for the company. Nobody appreciated. The fucking lousy engineers there got offended because I was a threat to them. They made me look like the idiot because I was a threat to them. You believe that shit?
Barbecue.
Sun Air is nothing more than a lousy company today. They can't make a fucking military radio if they fucking wish they could. They have no concept of any fucking thing. And I don't care if there's even the brilliant engineer that's there. They're fucking stupid people. All they do is fucking wipe up each other's assholes. So that way they can show numbers to the fucking stupid Indian fucking boss that drinks all day, and he can't even fucking drive a car anymore because he got caught driving drunk. The fucking boss, the big boss of the company, got caught driving drunk. So he rides around on a bicycle with a backpack because he's a fucking drunk. What a lousy piece of shit, and he's bossing people around. And that's the God's honest truth. He would rather go and spend $200,000 and let everybody fucking have fun and drink. You know what? That's a fun time, no less. But the truth fact is that he would rather spend all that money, use it as tax write-off, instead of using expenses to make the company better by giving all of us better equipment. Even better engineers. Because there's some engineers in there, especially one particular black fucker, that has no concept of even being an engineer. He's a fucking stupid, ignorant motherfucker who made fun of me and made fun of my fucking weight and shit. He even made comments straight in my fucking face, and I went into his fucking face and I told him, do that fucking again and see what's gonna fucking happen. Trust me on this, bro. I've been through this fucking company, man. I'm sick and tired of it. And I'm going to speak my mind about the fucking company. I want to say every fucking detail about this fucking company because they're lousy fucking people owned by a bunch of fucking dot-headed fucking purple-dotted fucking Hindu fucking pieces of shit who don't respect women or anything, who don't care about your respect, who don't care about your fucking opinions. And you tell them many times over that there's a problem here, but But they don't listen to you because they have to report to they have to report to the boss and show numbers and fake the numbers and blame the people that are working underneath them. Sun Air even fucking exists, to be honest with you. Maybe they were good at one time because there was some decent owner that was fucking Hindu. But now Hindu's taken over, and now it's just a shit fucking fake-ass fucking piece of shit, goddamn radio piece of pilot bullshit. How many people are telling me how they're wanting to leave that company? There's so many people wanting to leave that company right now. They're coming to me telling me how many people are telling me how to leave the company. Like, I need to leave the company. But yet they're still working there for some reason because that's the only thing they got. But you don't even know, man. It's unbelievable. As far as I'm concerned is I work for a company, and as you start working for a company, you start noticing how a boss treats you. You start noticing how a boss treats people. The end result is that they start blaming you for the problem when they're the problem to begin with. And right then and there, that's when I speak my fucking mind. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You know, I'm going to speak my mind. I'll lose the job. Fucking who cares? But guess what? I spoke my mind, and I let everybody else hear my fucking mind. What's funny about that is when I worked for Cell Antenna, I spoke my mind in front of my boss. I busted out of my fucking chair and yelled at him. He jumped back. He's like, fucking shocked. Spoke my mind. Do you realize how many women and people offered me, like, cookies and shit, just, like, appreciating how I spoke my mind because everybody else wanted to, but they couldn't? That, to me, is more important than anything. It's actually amazing.
Okay, can we talk radios before I go to sleep?
That's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about education of fucking employment. Speaking your fucking mind and standing up for your fucking self.
I always do. That's why I used to get fired.
Yeah, that's why I can't handle a job. That's why I can't hold it, man.
That's why I've always kept my agency. So when I get fired, I go back to my agency where I really belong. And I really take care of business. And I really take care of people. So, you and Kent, I already listed my Kenwood NX300K3. So, I listed it for 400. I think I put 400.
Not sure, man. Yeah, I sorry I was rambling on about my job and past employees and the disrespect that I got and, how good I was for our company, but yet they disrespected me and all the other employees would diss you because, they were all looking out for themselves, making themselves look like they were more important. I'm just going to say one thing here on this whole matter is that it's amazing when people of employment get offended by you because you're smart.
I just want to say that the problem is here in Florida is that I'm an immigrant. I came when I was 8 months old, but I learned the language. I worked my fucking ass off since I was 14 years old because my parents needed my help, let's say. even though they gave me everything I wanted, but I still worked, and I brought money into the house, and whatever, the $100 a week or whatever the fuck it was, they just took it and they bought shit for the house or whatever. Unfortunately, we have too many fucking people here in Miami, Florida, or in fucking Florida, period. Mostly the South we have, you know, and employers tend to fucking do what they want to do, and this fucking state is not for the employees, it's for the employers. So they don't give a fuck. That's why they make you sign a waiver that says, you know, you can leave whenever you want, we can fire whenever you want, whatever. So if you don't really like them, you say fuck you and get the fuck out. Or if you really like them, then you give them the 2 weeks notice and that's it. You know, but from what I've seen, not a lot of companies care, and that's why they come to this fucking state, because this state doesn't give a fuck. All they want is their tax money.
Plain example, they want disobedient people working for them that don't complain about their bullshit. They want people to work for them so they can blame them for the problem.
So what is it that you used to do?
I worked for two-way radio companies from Bearcom, putting up repeaters all in Miami. Or before that, even working on CBs, working for Bell's CB, to working for Bearcom, to working for cell antenna, building jammers. I designed and built jammers for 1900 megahertz and what have you. Getting paid good money for it, you know. But the boss was just being a little asshole. But I had to break that off because, you know, I can't deal with shit like that. I can't deal with bullshit. So I started working for cell antenna. Sun Air. You know, repairing and building, HF radios for, you know, military, out-of-state military shit. But dealing with people that were absolutely fucking retards that did not listen to you. Even the fucking engineers. You know, I'm a very brilliant person. Very positive, taking control into what's going on in the problems. Finding problems out. That's my life. I find problems. And I know how to fix problems because I've had many years' experience with problems. In RF, in other words. But the plainest fact is I was becoming offensive to them in a way where I started showing too many problems to them, and they couldn't handle it. It was almost like an overload to them, and even my boss was like, he was telling me why this isn't getting this done, and it's because I was saying, well, because the convection machine that solders these components are not, you're going to...
He don't know how to fucking work on shit. He knows how to break them.
That are doing shit soldering, and we're having a lot of intermittent problems with solder. To the point where it even gets worse than that. To the point where another fucking purple dotted Hindu buys cheap parts. Makes himself look better because he's saving money for the company, but yet all the parts are bad. Every part that he bought was bad. Guess what? Makes us, he blames us for it.
Yes, what happened at Bell's Radio? I know that guy was a nice guy, supposedly.
Nothing. I was actually working for him for a recent time, but, you know, because all this other shit going on and things going on, and I had to go see my mom and all that shit, it's just like, now I've gotten to the point where I just don't fucking care anymore. I just don't want to deal with shit anymore, to be honest with you. That's my problem. I'll get over it and I'll get back to my routine again, but, you know, it takes time, man. People have to adjust. You know, don't blame you. Don't blame me for my fucking disability, you know. I have to work out my adjustments.
Yep, I agree. All right, KO4DVF, I'm going to go ahead and sign out 73.
How's your all night, man? Don't mean to offend people. Don't mean to discourage people. I'm open to any topic. But, you know, it's not all about me, man. It's just, you know, there's sometimes you have to vent out your frustrations. And hopefully people will do that in life, you know. Anyways, all right, man, have a good night, KJ4QEddie. This is the most gayest repeater ever. This is the most gayest repeater ever. When it's not about gay sex, everybody leaves. And where is everybody right now? They left.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. W4THM. A cagar. ¿Qué es lo que está pasando en el wikiwikiando? Barbecue. ¿Qué es lo que está pasando aquí en el wikiwikiando? A cagar. Está despierto todavía, fruto. Vete a dormir, brother. No puede estar dormido, vete a cagar.
Sí, vete a cagar, hijo de mierda.
Oye, la fruta está negativo. Lo compró el novio de 55.
Esta es la hora que sale el hijo de mierda a cagar. Yo creo que cuando se levanta tan temprano a las 7, 6 meses, cuando le entra la gana de cagadera.
KI4ZYV. Good morning, guys.
Morning. KO4DBQ.
What's going on, diggity dope?
Man, starting off the week half asleep.
You and me both, man. Monday, bro. Monday morning.
Yeah, man, hopefully it goes smooth. Out here running across Alligator Alley, heading to Tampa.
Oh, what a drive. Now you heading to Tampa right now? Let's see how the repeater goes out that way.
I don't know, man. I usually lose you. Well, I can't get into it. Maybe another 5 miles up the road here. And I don't know. Around the state, I just listen to that stupid SARnet.
Yeah, Roger. When you lose it halfway, what mile marker? Like halfway, 3/4 of the way, quarter of the way.
For me, it's about a quarter of the way. I can still hear it about 3/4 of the way across, but I just can't get into it.
And you can still hear it 3/4 of the way. For you, you could get in half of the way, a quarter of the way.
Almost half of the way. Depends. I just set up the mobile here, but the antenna's a little, it's one of those through the glass antennas, so it ain't that great.
Oh, yeah, I got you. That radio horizon, dog. That radio horizon. Once it goes, it goes.
Yeah, but the funny thing is I hear you. When I get into Fort Myers, I always hear it.
Yeah. That bitch is talking, I'll tell you that much. Transmitter's pretty strong. So, yeah. Always curious to see where they listening to the shenanigans at, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I usually, I'm out till Wednesday, so I usually listening to it all the time on the Echo Link.
Yeah, Roger. All right, just wanted to wave a hand. I'm going to jump on out of here. I got to jump on a phone call real quick for work, and I'll be here on site. KI4ZYV.
Yeah, man, 7-3. KO4DBQ. You're listening.
Oh, yeah, W4THM.
KO4TVG. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Black Sheep?
Good morning. On my way to work.
Yeah, aren't we all, man?
Yep. Got some traffic here on 836.
So traffic starting up again?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that everyone wants to get on 95. And to get on 95, there's only one lane, so everyone also gets on the other lane and cuts in front of everyone to get on 95. And that holds everything up.
Oh, yeah. And then there's people that let them in.
Yep. No, but I'm just already passing that, but yeah, man. They take up the other lane just to pass everyone to get in. and then that holds up the traffic.
Yeah, unbelievable. Hey, man, yesterday I was in Palm Beach, coming back down to Homestead, and I think you heard me. But I don't know how much of you heard what I was trying to say, but I got it all the way from Hillsboro, from the Miami repeater.
I had responded to you. Yeah, I was, you were barely making it, you know, like, cutting out, but, yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, I was blown away. That was pretty good, man. I didn't think it went that far.
Yeah, you should have tried the VHF side. Sergio said he already put the amp back in and all that, so, yeah. That's what I'm on now. I'm on the V side.
All right. Yeah, I haven't tried. I haven't programmed the V into my radio yet, but I will. Isn't there a repeater up there in Palm Beach too?
Yeah, Sergio has the 441-325, which he's gonna link it with this one as well. It's the same PL.
But it's not linked yet.
No, not yet. I think that one reaches all the way up to Stewart. I think that's as far north as it goes from where it's at.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, man. I took the kids to Lion Country Safari yesterday, and I was pretty much listening to you guys all the way up there, up until Hillsboro.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
All right, brother. Have a good day at work, man. Gotta let you go. 73s. KO4DVG.
All right, man, you too. 73, W4, where's that?
Hey, Neil, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, you're quite not making it, but good morning.
Yeah, I'm on 62. Wasn't sure if I'd make it in.
Yeah, it's in and out. I can only get parts of what you're saying, but yeah.
She goes in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out.
That's right. Here on the Goofy Mike Drunk Net Radio Show.
Now my morning is complete. N4WZQ Mobile.
Good morning, Lenny.